Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday I did the whistling intro. Today I'm just going to do another just fantastic introduction. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have that new cast you wish you had yesterday. Or something like it. Today we will be exploring Windows Explorer. The famous Windows Explorer. The thing that changed it all for Microsoft. What is Windows Explorer, you ask? Well, it is the foundation of how you use your computer. It is quite simply this here. Your desktop is parts of Windows Explorer. This here is Windows Explorer. It is everything you've come to know and love about Windows. Are you prepared to learn about the changes? Are you really prepared? Kids, I must know the answer. Are you prepared? Okay, now enough with the reverberation. I know I'm kind of goofy. It's okay. You just have to realize I'm a little insane. I'm petting my microphone, and you can see that because I have a new webcam now. Right, okay, enough petting. Anyhow, so, this is what Windows Explorer now currently at the present time looks like, and Okay, I had to take a brief pause there. I had something I had to go investigate. Now that we are back, studying Windows Explorer and all the various unique changes. For you that have Windows XP, this will be a totally radical, game-changing interface. I kid you not, you will not like this. This is going to be a wild change. Unfortunately, during the time that Windows 8 is expected to be in its initial startup, running development phase, well, XP is going to go out the door, so you might want to just buck it up, and you're going to have to, yeah, just get familiar with Windows 8. Alrighty, so let's start from the top and work our way down. So I, at the top, have these three icons. I can add a new folder, I can show the properties of selected file or folder, and I can click delete. And then we've got a little drop arrow, which gives me options: undo, redo, and then I can pick what I normally do. Oh, I didn't know rename was a choice. I don't really want it. And then I can show below the ribbon, which is down here. Or we can do like I like it, which is above the ribbon. And then I can minimize the ribbon. Now that's kind of cool if you're limited on screen space and really kind of need the extra real estate, such as a netbook and or tablet. But then here's the problem: when you click, it hides all the files up top, doesn't really slide them down. Kind of a downer, but it is what it is. So, since I'm not really begging for real estate, I'm going to leave it on. Then we've got the ribbon, which if you have Office 2010, you've seen the ribbon, you might be familiar with the ribbon. I think, yeah, 07 was still the same as prior, but this has the ribbon now. Yay! I like the ribbon for a couple reasons. Not so much because it's big and fat and takes up lots of space, but more for... Ah! I smacked myself into my desk, and it made everything go all vibrato wobbly. Sorry, people. Didn't mean to startle you, make you think there was an earthquake happening. Oh, man. I should probably do my hair up next time. Oh, well. Anyhow. So, you've got the option to copy and paste, copy and paste, and then let's actually go into a folder here. So let's do, whoops, I don't know if I want to really show that. Let's go into this. Okay, so say I click this file. I want to copy, and then I want to paste. Well, they become ungraded and they're highlighted. Now, if I want to copy the path of a file, I click this, and then I would open Notepad to show you, but the premise is that the path of the item is in a nutshell. So when you go into a folder under C, and then you've got the folder name, and then another folder, and then the file, that's your path. So like say C/users/ your username / my document / document you've created .doc. That's a path, okay? Or like a web address. Say you type in www.facebook.com/home.php ? That's a path. Okay, but for the internet, that would be an internet path. This kind of path is for your files. Cut gives you the choice to cut it. So if you're wanting to not make a copy, but cut completely, like so, and then want to actually put it back into, not necessarily this place, but, go back. Oh well, I don't think that'll be a problem because I'm not going to actually do anything with it. or you can hit delete, and then you can also hit the drop arrow, and you can do a permanent delete, or you can hit show recycle confirmation, which gives you a choice to make sure that you're confirming and all that jazz. You can also do a move to or a copy to, or so say I want to move it to any one of these folders really quickly, or say I want to copy it to any one of these folders really quickly. These are folders I've accessed commonly. So say you have a bunch of folders that you work in and out of, and it's a consistent, repeated process that you work out of a lot, then that'll come in extreme handiness for setting stuff back and forth between folders, and especially if they're networked. So say you've got a network share and you're sending stuff back and forth to that all the time, say for data backup purposes or other purposes, and you don't want to automate it because you want to make sure it's copied or dealt with, then these two will come in great handy. And as it says, that's the organized section, so that makes total sense there. Delete, again, you can do a recycle or permanent delete. Glad they have that option there. Rename is pretty straightforward. You click it, gives you a choice to rename it. I'm a big fan of right click, but I'm also used to the old way of doing it. Over time, if I had a touchpad, like a tablet, that would probably come in handy. I'd get familiar with going tap, tap, dot, 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 done. New folder, pretty straightforward, make a new folder. Then you give it a name. And then here's what I've done with this. So I click permanent delete because I really don't want that there. And then I click ta-da, and then it's done. Okay, now properties, I can do new item, which shows folders, shortcut, image. They say bitmap, but whatever. Contact, journal document, rich text document, and a zip folder. Now, to clarify, these three are basically documentation, as they say document, but journal's more of a, if you have like a bamboo tablet, like a Wacom tablet, and you draw it out, that's what a journal document's for. Rich text is a more universal, kind of like a Word document, but not quite, because Word document's a little more office specific, and it gives you other choices, whereas a rich text is more of a, what you might normally type out in WordPad, but can open up in most, if not all, text editing software across operating systems of your pleasure and choice. So Linux, Mac, Sun Solaris, FreeBSD, you know, all of that. Text documents are not the same as rich text. They're just basic text documents. They don't support a whole lot of formatting. It's just, hey, you typed out, you know, something and it's very basic. Not a whole lot of text editing or anything like that. It's just typing it and getting it in there, kind of like what you would consider a typewriter for. It's a little hard to explain the big difference. But rich text lets you do lots of editing, lots of changes to the font, the style of the font, the way it's formatting, you know, tabs, that kind of stuff. Text documents are pretty straightforward. You type it, it's, you know, you don't paragraph it or anything. It's just boom, it's typed, it's done. This lets you make zip folders, which a lot of programs still handle that, but Pinpoint has been able to do it since XP. The only reason why you would need to make it using this, using any other software, would be if you had a specific requirement like passwords or encryption or something like that. Okay, easy access. I can click and include in library, add select folder favorites, map selected folder of a drive, make it one that I might use a lot, always available offline. I can sync it if I want to make it syncable, or I can make it one where I can work offline with it. Say I work with a remote data server and it sometimes goes down and I want to make sure I can use it offline, then these options would be available for that. Okay, so easy access. I selected a file and it's not doing anything, so let's do books, see what happens. Okay, include in library, and then you can make a new library or select from one of the currently present. Now, map selected folder of a drive. I don't believe that's doable unless it's remotely shared. You know, I almost want to make a file just for frickin' going around here. Let's make a folder. We're going to call it test. And I'm going to go to property. I'm going to go to sharing. And I'm going to call it share. And I'm going to call it test. I'm going to go add. Oh, whoops. Share. This folder is shared. So individual items test. Show mobile network shares on this computer. Alright. Alright, so now I click this and I go to easy. Aha! Map selected folder of a drive. So we're gonna call it Y. Just because we're ridiculous. Okay. Apply. Use Windows 8 Y. Ooh. I'm gonna turn that off in a minute because showing all of my users. Oh god! Anyway. That could be bad. Okay, now go back to easy access. Doesn't say it's always available offline. I've still yet to see that choice. Go into my documents here, we'll put that. See, that's not giving me these options, so I don't know how those options would ever be available unless this computer realizes and recognizes that they are, in fact, locally stored, which is totally doable. I can totally see that. Network location, we're going to disconnect. I want to disconnect because, you know what, I really don't want to share that anymore. And I'm going to go up to here, back into this folder. Going to, now, see, this is where, if I had a tablet, this would be, no, I'm just doing it the old way. So we're deleting that, that's no longer shared. Okay, well, that was kind of creepy. Alright, anyway, so we're under easy access. And let me go back to, we'll just go back to this one because we were in this one before. So we can go to properties. So we can click property, and then you can view all the different whatchamajiggies, and really this haven't changed a whole lot. I mean, your security tab's more prevalent now, and your details breaks it down, and blah blah blah. You can hit advanced, and it's just the same as always. Now, remove properties. Remove property from the selected file. You know, that would be great if you were in a situation where, say, you were going to share an entire user folder with another person, and out of nowhere you decided, hey, if I share it with them, they may not have access rights, so you want to strip it down to the basic bare bones. Hey, this is just going to function as a file, as intended, and then you reapply all the things that are necessary, but there's no user restriction, like ownership permission problems or whatever. That would come in handy. Alright, then you've got open, which, okay, so that brought up the new Metro thing. Dropbox doesn't give me anything because I don't think there's a choice for it. And this says, how do you want to open this type of file? And it doesn't say. So you say, look for an app where you can't see all. So let's go find a file that we can actually open. Well, I guess there's nothing in there. Let's go to documents. We'll go to Camtasia, because I know there's some files in here. Now we go to open, and oh look, choices! You get to pick a program that you're more comfortable with. In my case, it'd be VLC, but that's not what we're here for. Alright, so you can go to history. Now this will be interesting. No file history was found, most likely causes file history isn't on. Right, file history, so that's actually important. I covered that in the control panel video, I think. Maybe I didn't. A file history in a nutshell is if you set up a drive, external, remotely attached, or internal, like I do in mine, and you need to make a file history for some files that you are afraid that might be lost, or possibly, say you write a paper, and you've got file history on, and you've auto-saved it, and it shows up, and you're looking at basically it shows up, and then the cool part is, or the crap part is, your brother comes along and decides to erase all 20 pages of your document and changes it with, haha, you left your word, haha, you left your paper open, and I have saved this file, and you have indeed confirmed as such. File history will, if it's turned on, let you roll it back to a previous save. Does your brother need to know that exists? No. So you can just go ahead and turn it back on. So if it's on, it'll let you roll back your file to a previous saved version, which is very cool. Okay, select all. That's pretty straightforward. Select none. Now invert selection, just in case no one else, just in case you don't know, lets you invert the selection of what you've already chosen. So say you just need to not select these two files, click both, hit invert, and boom, you've got everything else picked. It's great. So that's actually really awesome in its own right. Now that's pretty much what has changed in Windows 8 from like Windows 7. Now in my case, I've got a couple choices picked here. But now from XP to Windows 8, because I never saw a lot of users using that, there's another difference. This here. And that I don't want on anymore. Why are you still on? I don't want that. Okay. I don't want detail paint. So, I like having all this real estate. I'm just a big fan of it. Alright, so, this here has changed. You've got favorites, which is basically places you go to a lot. For me, it's desktop downloads. Recent places, not so much, but still kind of nifty to see these are the different places I've gone to here recently. And I've got Xander, which is a drive I use. Yes, I've called it Xander, and I need to change the letter back to X, because that's what I'm familiar with. And then Dropbox, which is one I like to go to a lot just so I can drag and drop stuff in and out, which comes back to this home part of it. I can go in and I can go to easy access and I can go to access folder to save, but I've already done that. So say I want to send this one I want to copy to. See, it's not, Dropbox is not on the list, but if I went to it enough, it would be. Okay, oh, and I've got to share some more about this actually. So then there's the share tab. My bad, people. There's actually more that's different between Windows 7 and Windows 8, but this one I'll cover. Share, which is basically email, zip, burn the disk, create or join a home group. Normally, if you had a home group, it would show different options. Update, status user, I don't know. And then you can do specific people. So say you're on an Active Directory or a domain like at work, and you want to send it to specific individuals across your network. That would be very gnarly. Clicking that doesn't do much. It just makes your box bigger for flipping through. Now, stop sharing. If you had a reason, you could click that. So say I click stop sharing, and then you can stop sharing, or you can change sharing permissions, which I'm not going to. And then advanced security takes you right to the security tab, takes you right to this part here and lets you edit authenticated users, allow to modify, read, I mean, it's great. I mean, there's easy way to get to some stuff. Backs, wait a minute, what? Back to selected items. Really? Who? Okay, that's just fucked up. That's just fucked up. Okay. So anyway, that's what Share tab does. And honestly, like if I need to zip it, now you have to have an email program to email it like that. But zipping it or burning it to disk or whatever, all that stuff is going to be by default access. Because I don't use email or anything like you would think. View! Navigation pane. So I've got all this stuff set, so it'll show me all my folders out of the box. It'll show me, different things I want right now if I want to get to it, so that's cool. Navigation pane, if I uncheck that, it hides that, which that's pretty standard though for most people. Now, preview pane, if there's a preview available, it would show it. Detail pane shows you more information, so instead of clicking properties, you can just go right here if you need to see it, but I don't really care. Right, extra large icon, medium icon, a list, large icon, small icons, or detail. I prefer the detail view, but if I really just had a massive screen for some reason and were far away, this would be the way to go. Or if you had a touchscreen and it would get kind of a bitch to select stuff, that would be an easy way to do it as well. But I prefer detail. Okay, sort by. This gives you a lot of choices. Ascending, descending, name, date modified, type, size, date created, author, tags, title, choose column. So like say I want to know more about the account name. And I also want to know auto summary, if there's a beats per minute, birthday, broadcast date. I can click on that. Now look, see there's no account name, there's no auto summary, there's no broadcast date of any of this stuff. But let's go back to a folder that might have something in relation to that. See it doesn't show it. So you go choose columns and you pick it all again if you want it in every window. I think you can broadcast date's the one I'm kind of keen on here. There we go, I passed it up. And then we'll say account name. You see there's no broadcast date listed with any of this, but I guarantee if I go to properties, I go to details, I can come down here. See, parental rating reason. None of that's been set, and I don't see any option for broadcast date. What is that shenanigan? Okay, well anyway, not the point. So you've got all of the options, and you can group by, name, date modified, account name, broadcast. I mean, it changes, so you can group in that way as well. You can add columns, really straightforward. Like those are ones I don't commonly have, so I can uncheck them, and they're gone already, see? Now, size all columns to fit. That's a neat little doodad. Because if say you've got a really long name one, and you just don't want to drag it out to see it, you can just rip, snap it right to fit. Great. File name extensions. I like seeing them because then if I have one that I'm modifying, then I can just change it and I'm good. Hidden items, again, I like those because, well, I like to see I like to see everything. Hide selected items for I want to hide that, make it hidden. And then I turn off hidden items. It disappears. So if you need to hide it from someone and you just want to make sure it's not visible, then there you go. Now you click it and it not hides it. So, and you know it's hidden when it's ghosted out like that, transparent. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm trying to think. Oh, right. Okay, so the changes between like XP to Windows 8. So for you that are not familiar, this is your biggest change, honestly. But the other change that they've got the navigation pane. They've added this to make it, I'm gonna say this in quotations, easier to get around the things. Now it is easier to stuff that's like right on top. So like this. Normally it doesn't drop down like the drive, but I've got mine set that way because then I can just click this and I can go, oh, I want to go into Titanium Backup, which is a folder for my Android stuff. And I want to immediately rifle through stuff. Ooh, I'm rifling. Boom, I'm there. But at the same time, so it does make it easier, especially if you pin stuff to favorites, just because it's more of a, it's right there, it's prevalent, no big whoop, right? So, network, Windows 8, I wonder what's, we shouldn't be seeing this. I don't think we should, no, this should not be. Yeah, I don't want that to be shared. What are you guys, crazy? Okay, anyway. So, you can, and also gives you actually quick access to control panel in this case, because I've got it to it down here. I think it might be like the developer preview maybe might have some of the stuff set, but Windows Vista and 7 have this option, so it's not a big change for them, but from going from XP, bigger difference there. I don't really have a whole lot more on Explorer, and that's pretty much it. Explorer haven't changed a whole heck of a lot. If you're going from XP to 7, hang on, we're gonna, done, that folder's been long since deleted. Okay, so the only other difference is that, some of your, like, if you go down here, when you right-click, Properties is no longer there. You've got Screen Resolution, Gadgets, and Personalize, which I have not actually monkeyed with Gadgets. I'm actually kind of curious. Gadgets is something new to from XP, but from Vista to 7, it's not too big a deal. So, see, I'm only using half of my RAM. Ouch. A lot of, oh, I'm recording a video. That would explain a lot. But anyway, from XP to 8, you're going to see Gadgets. It was in Vista in 7. It's now, Vista was more forced and mandatory. Now in 7, they made it optional. And I like using this gadget because it tells me how much of my processor I'm burning up and how much memory I'm using at any given time. So it's kind of nifty. But then you've got Screen Resolution, which is separate, but this shows you your different screen abilities. And then Personalize, that's pretty straightforward. Your background, your sound, your this and that. So, I mean, it is, all I've done is really they've broken it up into different things. That's it. I don't have a whole lot of other things to really talk about. That's pretty much it. Explorer was, I was thinking it'd be a shorter video, but then I forgot about the other two tabs, so, anyway, if you have any other questions about Explorer, anything more specific like how do you access a certain function or feature, comment, send me a message on YouTube, doesn't make any difference. I'll get to it. I may not check it daily, but I check it pretty frequently. I had to upload the control panel video earlier today because I didn't have time to last night. I was kind of sleepy when I did it, and you might be able to tell that. But this one I've got done. I'm going to upload it here in a minute. That's pretty much all I got for you peeps. So, like I always say, have fun, be safe, use protection, and for the love of God, have a good password. And when I say have a good password, I'm actually going to tell you where to go to find a good place to get a good password. It's www.grc.com. They don't give you passwords. Oh no. And I'm going to show you this really quickly here. Okay, so I actually went ahead and pulled it up. So you type in www.grc.com, and it actually shows you this. Now, if you click either logo, it'll take you to a specific section. But up here in the services section, you go down to password haystacks, and then it gives you the opportunity to type in a password, and then it tells you, in a nutshell, how to secure that password. So say we type in one that's and okay, now if you password like that, that's freaking complicated. I don't want a password that complicated, so say you do one like this. You notice how every period I'm adding, it's adding thousands of centuries, billions now. I mean, or you could do one like this. See, look at that. See, a password like that is 2.8 thousand centuries. Now, offline fast attack scenario, 1.02 days, but that's just, speculation. Now, you could have a flash at the end of that, and look, see that jumped up to 1.98 months, and massive cracking erase scenario, 1.44 hours, and look, see it's going up to days, years, century, months. I mean, that in itself, or say you want to put, right, see, a password like that where you've got forward but with flashes in between is totally more secure. So, anyway, the premise here is that a password like that would be better, but read the important section. It is not a password strength meter, and it is the premise is that you could, and mind you, these are all speculating. 1,000 guesses a second, 100 billion seconds per guessing, 100 trillion guesses per second. The idea is that basically, the premise here is that it's implying that it could be anything from a complicated password. You could make a really complicated one, such as look at that. That's a really complicated password. And look, see, you return to the printer, but that's a really complicated password and too much to remember, and you have to write it down. And then just when you have hard copy, if someone walks by your desk and sees it, guess what? They've instantly got access. So the premise here is that you do not do that. You just make a simple password, but insert some symbols. So like, see, so speculatorily, so speculation-wise, didn't mean to do that. Speculation-wise, you could write a password like this, and it instantly becomes harder to guess. So, oh, and if you do uppercase, that also actually adds to it as well. So, anyway, and this is not a password strength calculator by any means. This is more of a, hey, look, this is what it could plausibly be. So, okay, so also another recommendation, go listen to Security Now. It is a little bit more technical oriented, but there's some things that they include that's newsworthy anyway, that I think is more important than the technical aspect. So even if only you watch like the first 20 minutes just to get the news bit of it, like who got hacked this week or last week or whatever, probably a good idea to go that way. Just on the grounds that, hey, you know what? You might have heard of, someone might have got cracked like PS3 or something that you hadn't heard about. Although PS3 you probably had, but like say you got cracked by a company that you didn't know about, but you had things with them, and you were concerned, and they hadn't notified you yet, and you were it would be it would be good. So that's my suggestion. That's my pro tip of the day: is check out the Password Haystack page under Services, and also check out Security Now, which is also under Services, right underneath Password Haystack. If you're actually more concerned about things such as your safety and your availability, then you can then go to Shield Up and check that. So anyway, that's all I've got. So Have a good night, peeps.